Hey everybody. Gonna give you all a few shout outs, okay? Before I get into the title, because you saw the title and I bet you all are wondering what this title means. So first and foremost, I'm giving a shout out to Hook It Up Homestead. As of late, I've been looking into growing my own food again for the first time in years. I need to get some strawberry plants. Those can take 3 years to germinate, so if I don't get them by 2026, I'm probably going to be a bit behind. My old strawberries went out. The point is that, excuse me, because I hadn't been feeling well, y'all. The point with me calling and shouting out her channel is that some things, because I suspect trucks are going to stop moving, you need to start growing some of your own food. You won't realistically grow everything because obviously if you live in certain climates, you can't grow certain things. But I'm sure there are videos that she's created that with basic things like, say, sugar snap peas, you can learn how to grow those things and other commodities that for your household that you can either grow for food or grow for barter as well. I'm not a huge tomato fan, so I would grow for barter on those. Anywho, check her channel out. I know it's a small channel, but what she's showing us, her family garden, is significant and it's something we need to move towards for food security. It's not enough to just trust food banks because so many people use them now. They're starting to limit them. It's not enough to trust grocery stores because trucks are going to eventually stop moving, especially if you're in certain spread out areas. All right. My second and final one is Robert Eidson. See, he's going to play huge into this because he had made a video early this year about how to make yourself a bug out bag. And the reason you want a bug out bag is if a bad storm comes through and you could potentially lose your home. You could add your important papers. You could maybe add a bottled water and some sports hydration drops to keep hydrated. Like a mini can of tuna, something. Your bug out bag need to be suited according to you. But Robert emphasizes that type of survival. Okay. So go check his channel out and he has that video on the bug out bag. And what happens in the worst case scenario when you may need to leave your home. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. This is going over off everyone's radar. I meant to say I was saying it was going to go over your head, but no, it's going over you all for the over the radar. You're not paying it attention. This country hasn't even recovered from Hurricane Helene, and it certainly hasn't recovered from Milton. We may have hurricanes going farther back than that we haven't recovered from. Meteorologists have just reported something very alarming. If you live in the Atlantic or anywhere on the Atlantic coast, it could start getting real for you as far as hurricanes starting in May. They're seeing disturbing trends that suggest that at least 2 or 3 of the storms, if I read the article correct, that may be on the way to coming towards the U.S. Atlantic could be as bad as Milton and Helene. So if you live in those general areas, you're not out of the woods yet. And as is, there's barely been recovery from the hurricanes from 2024. This is why I emphasize a constant preparedness. And I emphasize also, please go into dollar stores if you can't afford certain things and getting some things there for a bug out bag, even the bug out bag itself. And depending on what that's going to be, let it work best for you. This isn't a gloom and doom video. This is not for me to scare you all, but I read the article and I put it in the description for this video. Normally, if there are going to be hurricanes that are catastrophic, you don't really see that till like late June, early July, maybe, if that. And some hold off to August. The fact that they already suspect some meteorologists that we're going to get superstorms probably starting in May means that they're up in the ante. Some of my listeners live on the Atlantic coast, so I feel it important to put this business out there, or put this out there, because when I found this in the Daily Mail, they had it in a little small snippet to where unless you were paying attention, you hardly caught it. Here's the deal. You know these insurance companies are tired of paying out these big amounts. You know that these storms, excuse the burp, are going to continue to get much larger in size and proportion. This is your warning. And if I were you all, I didn't go detail into this article, because if you live on the Atlantic coast and you want to know, you can read it. But I gave those two shout outs because I emphasize preparedness. If you're in a position where you can stay put, it's in your best interest to grow your own crops. If you're in the position where you need to move, you need to learn what's important for a bug out bag in case you may sustain losses. All right, y'all go read the article. Hurricane season may start earlier. I just want to make you quickly aware of that. Mind your surroundings, know how it works in your area, and be prepared.